أهلا بيكم في دروس الأحياء للصف الثاني ثانوي لغات. Today's lecture we will continue our talk about sensitivity, but this time it's in human beings. So let's start. The nervous system in human beings is responsible for control of all functions of human body. And it receives information of different stimuli, external or internal, and gives the proper response. It makes the human body continuous direct communication between it and the external and internal environment. This helps in regulating the inside environment of the body, which is called homeostasis. The nervous system is divided into central nervous system, الجهاز العصبي المركزي, peripheral nervous system, الجهاز العصبي الطرفي, و autonomic nervous system. بس هتاخدوا تقسيمة تانية بعد كده انه central و peripheral nervous system بس, والاوتونوميك ده تبع تقسيمة الفانكشن, non-autonomic and autonomic. But anyway, let's stick to this classification. Central nervous system, which is the brain and spinal cord. Peripheral nervous system, which is all the peripheral nerves, either cranial or spinal nerves. And autonomic nervous system, these are the nerves that control the involuntary muscles, and glands. The autonomic nervous system is subdivided into sympathetic and parasympathetic, السمبثاوي ونظير السمبثاوي. Sympathetic nervous system the nerve fibers arise from the thoracic and lumbar regions of the spinal cord, thoracic and lumbar regions, while parasympathetic system arises from craniosacral. It's called the craniosacral system, arises from the brain and the sacral region of the spinal cord. So remember this: it's central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, autonomic nervous system. And the autonomic nervous system is subdivided into sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. And remember the outflow: the sympathetic is thoracolumbar, parasympathetic is craniosacral. The unit of structure of the nervous system is the neuron. You are looking at one here, neuron, multipolar neuron. To study the neuron, study its parts. First of all, the cell body. It contains a rounded nucleus surrounded by cytoplasm, known as the neuroplasm. See, and this neuroplasm has neurofilaments in it and granules called the Nissl granules, which is peculiar to the nerve cell. Nissl granules are stored food for the cell. Okay, granules كده بتلاقوها زرقاء مبعترة في السيتوبلازم بتاع النيرف cell. All cell organisms زي الميتوكوندريا وGolgi apparatus are present except the centrioles. That's why neurons cannot divide. No centrioles. Okay, got it? So the cell body, it has a membrane, cytoplasm called the neuroplasm, with neurofilaments and Nissl granules in it, and the Nissl granules are stored food. And the other organelles are present, like the Golgi, like the mitochondria, but no centrioles. Cell processes, all these are processes, or either the axon or dendrites. Dendrites bring impulses to the cell body or cell soma. It's called the cell soma. Dendrites. They are short processes, increase the surface area available to receive nerve impulses. from other neurons. Okay, axon is the longest process. It's a cytoplasmic extension too. Of course, the processes are cytoplasmic extension. They are filled with cytoplasm. A long cytoplasmic extension, the axon, and usually known as the nerve fiber. Some axons are covered with myelin sheath, as you can see here. Some are not. So myelinated and non-myelinated nerve fibers, and a cell responsible for deposition of myelin on the axon is called the Schwann cell. Okay, the outer cover of the nerve fiber is called the neurolemma, and as you can see here, myelination is interrupted. See that? These are called nodes of Ranvier where there is no myelin. يعني الحتة دي ما فيهاش myelin، الباقي فيه myelin، ما فيش myelin، فيه myelin. ده لازمته ايه؟ المايلين عازل للكهرباء. عشان كده الكهرباء بدل ما بتمشي في الاكسون بطوله كده، لا بتمشي بتتنطط بين النودز اوف رانفير. عشان كده في المايلينيتد نيرفز الكوندكشن بيبقى اسرع بكتير من النون مايلينيتد نيرف. فهمتوني؟ الشحنات اللي هي بتنقل الكهرباء موجودة في النودز اوف رانفير. عشان كده الامبلس بتتنقل، بيسموها saltatory mechanism، يعني تنطيط. فعشان كده اسرع بكتير من النون مايلينيتد نيرف فايبرز. دي اهميه النودز اوف رانفير. I told you the conduction is more rapid because of the saltatory mechanism. The nerve impulse is directed in or propagated in one direction only, from the dendrite to the nerve cell body to the axon, then to another next neuron nerve cells. يعني جاية من الدendrites towards the cell body to the axon to other dendrites of another neuron and so on. This is the final termination or arborization of the axon is called the terminal arborization. Arborization يعني تفريعة. Okay. Types of nerve cells. According to the function, nerve cells are classified into three types. Sensory neurons. Sometimes they are modified actually into receptors to receive external stimuli. زي ما هتدرسوا بعد كده. Sensory neurons, they transmit impulses from receptors to the central nervous system. Motor neurons, they convey impulses from the central nervous system. يعني دي أوامر حركية طالعة من central nervous system لأي destination بقى، لعضلات، لجلاندز، لأي حاجة. وكونكتور أو intermediate neurons، ودي هتلاقوها أكتر في الريفلكس arc اللي هندرسه في الsensitivity. ده relay impulses from sensory to motor neurons، يعني زي وصلة، زي connection. يبقى عندنا في sensory neurons، في motor neurons and connector neurons. Okay, these are the types of nerve cells. Other types of nerve cells are called the support nerve cells or neuroglia. They have the ability to divide، وهي دي اللي مسؤولة عن الهيلينج في السنترال نيرفس سيستم. لكن مش هيلينج بانها فورمز نيورونز جديدة، لان نيورونز قلنا cannot divide. لا، هيلينج بانها فورمز connective tissue. النيوروجلايا دي. They perform the following actions. They act as connective tissue to support neurons. هي رابطة نيورونز ببعض، وطبعا طالما ربطها يبقى مسؤولة عن النيوتريشن of the neurons، ومسؤولة عن انها تعزل النيورونز عن بعض علشان الشحنات او الامبulses ما تنتشرش عشوائي بين النيورونز وبعض، هي بتعزل النيورونز عن بعض. ايه كمان they have a role in repair of injured parts of some neurons. يبقى neuroglia they act as connective tissue to support neurons. They act as insulator عازلة يعني between the neurons. Nutrition of neurons will have a role in repair of injured parts of neurons. ده وكمان انها بتشيل الويست برودكتس اللي ناتجه عن الاكتيفيتي بتاعت النيورونز، بتشيلها برضو. هي دي من وظائف النيوروجلايا. Now for the structure of a nerve fiber. The nerve consists of not a nerve fiber, sorry, of a nerve. The nerve consists of group of nerve bundles or nerve fibers groups. Each is surrounded by connective tissue sheath. They are called perineurium, by the way. اللي حوالين كل bundle. اللي بره خالص اسمه epineurium. اللي حوالين البندز اسمه perineurium. واللي حوالين النيرف fibers اسمه endoneurium. The whole nerve is surrounded by another connective tissue قلت لكم زي من بره اللي هو epineurium. That contains blood vessels. Each nerve bundle is formed of group of nerve fibers and connected by supporting neuroglia أو glial cells. ده تركيب النيرف. فافتكروا epineurium, perineurium حوالين البندلز, endoneurium اللي هو حوالين النيرف fiber. ده regarding the structure of the neurons أو the central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Next time we will go through the physiology, generation of nerve impulse and how it's generated and the resting membrane potential. I hope you got the maximum benefit from this lecture, and thank you very much for watching.